Hello everyone and welcome back to Speed Gaming Tournament, the Holiday Obstacles Tournament on Speed Gaming. This is round 3. There are a lot of races going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're just getting the racers ready. I can count down now. This is Sylvie versus Jeffisepic, and I am here with April.
Good evening, guys, and everyone. Let's hope this will be a close race. And yeah.
Okay.
Everyone should have cuties.
They should be counted down and they should be off after the stream delay. There's always a little bit of setup, but we're ready at, 3 minutes after the hour. Look, we take those. That's pretty good.
Definitely.
So these guys are both 1-1, I believe. Yeah, I know Sylvie lost his first round and won his second round. I'm not sure if it's the same for Jeff or not. A little underprepared. I got water with me though. That's like more prepared than usual.
That's more than I can say of myself.
Yeah, I know Jeff went 1-1. I don't know if Jeff is a loss then a win or a win then a loss, but I suppose it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, it should be
definitely epic.
He's definitely epic for sure. It should be a pretty close race. We'll see how it's progressing. I know Sylvie's been doing a lot of practice, and I know Jeff was not streaming just before this, but he was doing a little practice just before this. And of course, we start with this small desync just because that initial load into the game is not controlled by the load normalizer. Or moreover, it's more than a 3-second load, so the load normalizer doesn't do too much to it. But after we get this initial sync up, that Speed Gaming is always kind enough to do. Hopefully they have the load normalizer on. I know there were some issues in round 1, but we've gotten a lot better about that, and we should see them sync through the rest of the race.
Sylvie not going for the setup and getting the hard fall.
Yeah, let's see what time. Jeff has a 52.5. It looks like Sylvie's probably going to be about a second behind that, judging by the nail swings. Can I math? Not really. 1.5 is good enough math.
We take those. 54 and 52 is pretty good. No bullying by bench flies.
Well, we can't say that yet. We still have... Well, I guess they're not bench flies in Crossroads, right? When you're dropping through Crossroads, you can get hit by gruzzers, but it's technically different. $123. Again, all these early times don't matter too much. There's always a lot of stuff later in the game. We always mention like a lot of City, the Isthmus skip space, and Crystal Peaks, Hornet 2 fight. A lot of stuff that can lose you either like a good number of seconds or if you die, minutes. So these small second differences at the beginning don't mean too much.
Though they do hurt the runners' hearts, I guess. Just getting through the gruzzer drop cleanly and Sylvie getting hit, which is not really something you can control. It's completely RNG as far as I know.
Yeah, Jeff
making that back by getting the double spike kill.
Yeah, that was a nice double spike. I think Jeff actually got the right angle for the double spike. I could be wrong. He was just late enough. You saw that top aspid for Jeff like float down really far, so he was out of range of the spike, which is why we do it a little bit earlier than that. But oh, Sylvie missed the bench fly pogo. It's crazy how optimized the beginning of these games get. I think Pest actually just dropped like a new any % record recently, and when you watch stuff like that, it's like, it's absolutely insane how every jump and every pogo are memorized. So even something like that, even Sylvie just missing the bench fly pogo and having to jump one more time is kind of noticeable early game, whereas if something like that happened 40 minutes in, you probably wouldn't notice it.
And the same for Jeff, missing the statue pogo and falling down, where Sylvie got it first try. Very nice. Both runners now heading into False Night, and will be skipping most of the fight by taking the developer intended shortcut.
So they're less than a second apart. I saw Jeff actually healing on 2 HP before this False Knight fight. Is that a heal you'd take? Because I feel like that's a little too safe almost.
I feel like it's definitely not something that I take if I was going for, well, I guess going for a good time offline, but in a race, I think it's very respectable because dying to False Knight with race moves on.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Sylvie has some volume issues.
Yeah, I think that's just 1-2-2-1. Oh wait.
1-2-2-1 can be weird. The way that 1-2-2-1 works is like the volume controls most things. Like it controls the music and the in-game sound. But the thing that it doesn't control is like hazard sounds, like that random wall and the grass in the Dreamnail sequence.
Yeah, and I feel like also the grass in some other places, like for instance in Fog Canyon, there's the room with the lifeblood, and I feel like the grass there is also very loud. And a few other places.
To be honest, I didn't even know there was grass in Fog Canyon.
Maybe I'm just wrong, but I feel like that was the case.
You're probably right. Look, we go through like 2 rooms of Fog Canyon in the speedrun. I have no idea where that is.
Yeah, and those 2 rooms are really fun to go through. A lot of really cool movement.
This is 1-2-2-1, yeah.
Jeff getting the double plank. Which I never learned how to do, and I only just got by chance today while practicing for the first time, and I didn't even know how.
Hey. Sylvie will get it too. Jeff looks to gotten a second spit and a third spit as well, not that that matters. So we'll see how Sylvie does. They are very close together. I think there's like 9 seconds difference in the timers and 9 seconds in stream delay, and Sylvie also gets the second spit, which is nice to see. So Jeff exited Mound at 450. It looks like Sylvie will be at around 452. So we'll see how the Green Path Fireball skips go, but so far it's, if this is an indication, it's looking like a pretty close race.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be. I think third round of Swiss, people will quite often be very close together already.
Mm-hmm.
We even saw that in the second round sometimes, because the matches are random past the first round and not affected by seeding, so we saw some really close matches here, and Sylvie, it appears, 3 seconds behind Jeff. We just missed the fireball skip. First one.
Yeah, we'll see if Sylvie can make up that time with the missed fireball skip. It is about 3 seconds, actually, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them very even coming into Green Path. Sylvie might, yeah, Sylvie will go for 2 there. Sylvie had the soul from both extra soul collection in Crossroads and that extra Baldur spit in Green Path, so I think really smart to go for 2 fireball skip there.
Yeah. It's probably not 3 seconds that will decide the race, unless it stays this close, but it's definitely a smart choice to take the time where you are given it, so...
Yeah, I think the Hamathi Rhino race was 0.1 something. Like, it was ridiculous.
I think it was like 160 milliseconds or something.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, these guys only a second apart. We'll see how they do. There is 1 more fireball skip for Jeff and 2 more for Sylvie, this being the first, and that's a really smart 3 fireballs. I don't think Sylvie makes that with 2. The turnaround was pretty weak, but Sylvie had enough soul to go for that 3rd one. Really smart decision making. Sylvie has like no soul for this one though. My guess is we see Sylvie either forego the fireball skip, which Jeff got by the way, or grab soul here. Okay, Sylvie just forgoes it.
Yeah, looks like he's foregoing it. He goes for the backup pogo and gets it with the damage tank. That's cool.
Yeah,
unexpected.
I don't know if I've seen that without the pogo before, or like without even attempting the pogo. Sylvie damage tank and just knew that he had enough height.
I think it was attempted pogo, but the problem is that if during your damage freeze frames you can't really swing your nail. It's super delayed.
Yeah.
Jeff also getting the the double hit from the Vengeful Spirit on the Moss Knight, which Sylvie didn't get, so Sylvie's probably a bit behind now. I would say like 5 to 6 second-ish.
Yeah, Sylvie's leading time a little, and the issue here is 2 HP is pretty scary. We saw Jeff already heal at 2 HP for False Knight, and Hornet is definitely much more dangerous than False Knight. 2 HP in a race setting is scary when you have to go back all the way.
That's where Jeff is now. So we'll see if that 1 HP.
What happened to Jeff? I wasn't looking.
I think you just cursed him.
Oh no.
He got hit like a lot of times during the Moss Knights.
Sylvie plays the Moss Knights really safe. You see Sylvie waiting for the other Knight to come down, just so he doesn't have to risk that health.
Still anyone else? Jeff going for the... Wait. Jeff?
I think this is for
Jeff is
Soul?
trying to heal up. Yeah, he's trying to heal up. That's a bit ballsy, because these squids can really fly all over the place if you miss just a single jump or a single hit on them. And then, yeah, you're pretty much out of luck at that point. I think, yeah, Sylvie is now actually in the lead just because Jeff chose to take that back up there.
Yeah, that's a surprising amount of time loss. And it's only for 1 health, too. They're both going to go into Hornet with 2 health.
I think Jeff probably figured that takes a damage tank there. I'm not sure, I don't even know if I just cursed him there, but I think he just figured that healing during Hornet, as I was about to say that, might lose more time, but yeah, still went for it anyway now.
Nice kill from Sylvie. It looks like we have a little bit of stream lag, but it's going to be a little over 10 seconds advantage for Sylvie now.
Actually, I mean, this might be speed gaming syncing the 2 runners up. Unless, yeah, it could actually be... Yeah, I think it's actually stream lag, never mind. I just thought that this would be convenient if they sync them on the Mothwing Cloak quick out, but then they didn't.
Yeah, and it actually is working out here because Sylvie has a little more stream delay. You can see his timer reads 10 seconds lower than Jeff's, about. But Sylvie's also ahead, so they're in about the same spot.
Yeah. And safe to say that the load normalizer, despite equalizing most of the loads, will still have some variance, especially if one runner's PC is extraordinarily slow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sylvie thought he was going to the Dream Nail split. Or not Dream Nail, the Shaman split or whatever. Or Blue Lake, whatever people split at these days.
Yeah. Now we're having stream delay on Jeff's stream, or a lag spike. It just feels like the runners are trading everything right now. They are trading HP values, soul values, giving us heart attacks, and now also stream delays.
Yeah, hopefully Jeff's stream will come back.
Yeah.
Either way, Sylvie's going through Fungal now. I did want to mention, I do like Jeff playing safe, because I feel like we mentioned, the big time losses are going to be later on. You don't want Hornet to be your big time loss. You'll take a 10-second time loss to not, take a minute.
Yeah.
The issue is I don't even know how safe that was. It almost seemed more dangerous what Jeff did than just going into Hornet.
I agree. I would not have gone for a Mosquito. I probably would have just gone out of the room again and tried on the Vengeflies, because they are a lot more predictable. Though that would have taken quite a bit of time with a run back up there, but yeah. You would have also been able to gather a bit more soul.
Well, Jeff is back and apparently made Explosion Pogo. We saw Sylvie make it too. Now we have Mantis Pogo coming up.
Spliced Explosion Pogo. I do think that Jeff is probably comfortable enough with Explosion Pogo that he got it first try. Though I can't comment on that for sure.
That was a cool save from Jeff. He missed the Mantis Pogo and he ended up Pogo Fireball to air stall Pogo again and go right where it's lower.
Also, keeping that left Mantis from attacking him while in the air.
True.
Which can always make you fall down if it happens unexpectedly because of the short delay where you can't swing your nail after getting hit.
Yeah, Sylvie actually had kind of a weird setup for Mantis Pogo. Or not setup, but weird mantises for Mantis Pogo, I suppose. They were very tightly packed together, but Sylvie did well to navigate and slip through them and get the Pogos off.
It looks like Jeff is about 12 seconds behind now on Mount Quit Out. Not Quit Out, on leaving Mount. And
yeah, I think that's a little more time loss than we had at Cloak, mostly from that Mantis Pogo. But again, like, just not having to go all the way around with the Mantises saves him like 20 seconds there, give or take.
yeah. And both runners now making their way to Celebra. Celebra, do you actually know what kind of bug Celebra is supposed to be?
No idea.
Like, no disrespect, but I think Celebra is something like a slug, or at least that's,
yeah.
that's what she appears to be.
I believe it.
Slug.
We saw them both with an awkward first crossroads room, by the way. Like, they both stopped before the go. It was pretty similar between both of them.
They are just the same person at this point.
Clearly. I think Jeff is up. I can't exactly read. It looks like 365 to 351 Geo.
That was such an unfortunate Grasshopper by Sylvie.
Yeah. Oh.
I feel like Jeff just made some of that time loss back. Also looks like they are really in sync now. Except that Jeff froze again, but that would have been a really cool like mirror close-up. Cleanup, I mean.
Yeah, Sylvie had a nice cleanup. Jeff with just 2 groceries. Not bad, but I think Sylvie got it perfectly. If not a perfect cleanup, he killed the last one or 2, whatever, pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Celebra is thick grub.
Celebra is obviously a higher being. Yeah, I think she is. I mean, she gives the best smooches. There's no other bug in Hollowness that gives you smooches.
So Jeff caught up a bit somewhere here, because Sylvie's only ahead 4 seconds now. That's a scary start to... What? Is that a strat? Equipping Shaman after? Or did Sylvie just forget?
Wait, did Sylvie not equip Shaman at all?
He did. It's just when he was in his inventory, like when you respawn, he didn't. He attracted a shade, then went back to the bench to equip Shaman. I wonder if that's actually like... Let's call it a strat.
I think it was probably just, yeah, missed equipping Shaman and then realized it and went back. I usually just equip it at King Station, but it does mean that you have to put in 1 or 2 more nade swings when fireballing the row of husks.
Very close, Sylvie and Jeff now. They're on the same second even. But Jeff does have that, I can't do math, 17 Geo advantage. That's getting towards significant.
Yeah. 20, 30. They are 220 milliseconds apart. That's insane.
They had one screen where they were just 100th of a second apart. Oh, Sylvie hitting spikes though, that'll change that. 211, we'll see what Sylvie does for Geo. You should get bottom row for sure. Yeah, Sylvie does. The other thing that you can consider is the Geo before Gorgeous Husk.
Yeah, I always get that just for safety. Also because the hopper rows that are coming up just before Oro. Is it Oro? I think it's Oro. I can never remember who is Oro and who is not.
I don't know.
I think it's Oro, and the hopper rows just before him can get really annoying if you get a bit too close to the primal aspects.
So Jeff gets that Geo. Sylvie gonna get it as well. Jeff is still very high on Geo compared to Sylvie. Like, what, 24 ahead or something? Math is hard, dude.
Yeah.
Sylvie should be fine here, though. The damage doesn't matter too much. Again, after this... Okay, maybe it's going to start mattering. I shouldn't say anything. But after this Gorgeous Husk, we're just doing this for the money. Once we get this, we'll have enough money for Dash Slash. We can go into Kingdoms... There we go. Jesus. We can go into Kingdom's Edge and grab that. That's an early quit out. Sylvie is super low. Right?
Oh, let's see.
Sylvie only got 390 of the 420. And was already at 290. Like, Sylvie's under... Jeff's in the lead with time, but I think the bigger issue is going to be how does Sylvie get Geo? 688 is
Ooh, that's,
very low.
Sylvie really has to...
This is a plan.
Yeah, that's not enough. He's still 5 Geo short, so you have to kill either Primal Aspid or the Hopper in the third row.
Yeah.
Could have also just fireballed these two Vengeflies, but that would have been really difficult to pick up the Geo before it falls into the water.
Yeah, I think Sylvie just didn't realize that he didn't get all that gorgeous Husk Geo, but that's going to cost him.
Yeah, I think he realized now, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
But both going into the Hopper room with a comfy amount of soul and HP.
Yeah, you can see Jeff skipping that last hopper and still well over at 832. That is nice for later on when we have to open King Station. Getting that 300 Geo is pretty tight. Having the extra 30 here is going to be, you know, a boon in that case.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You
not
won't
enough
have
here.
to worry at all, actually. You can even skip some of the Soul Twisted and Sanctum. Sylvie, please don't die.
Health? This is scary.
Okay, Sylvie getting up to 810 Geo now, so at least doesn't have to collect anymore. Let's hope that he also doesn't have to collect anything else, like his shade. Going for the Hopper Pogo, despite being on 1 HP. Any heart attacks?
Respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can see how much, again, they were even, like, dead even after Blue Lake. You can see how much that Geo and just general city movement ends up mattering. Jeff is quitting out at 1546 here, and Sylvie won't be for another 15 seconds or so. Probably more.
Yeah, looks... That's just about... not quite 20 seconds, but...
Yeah,
Well, actually, maybe more. I never understand how the load normalizer, the auto splitter, works with pauses, because it always seems to pause 3 times. And I never know if that's consistent.
I have no idea. I just pray that it's fair. I have faith. So this is probably the first... I shouldn't say the first hard section of the run, considering how close these runners have been to death, both of them actually. But it's the first kind of long section between heals. They're going to have to go through all of Soul Sanctum's... Soul Sanctum will give them a soul refill at the end, and then all the way back to where they are now and watch Aspire, before they get to bench again. So we'll see how they handle it, because they have been losing health pretty rapidly throughout the race so far. Sylvie? Ooh, that's a time loss.
That's a shame. Also, I wanted to comment on Jeff getting a really clean lever room, where he got the lever first try and then also did a very, very nice evade of the 2 sentries, falling and then dashing right between them.
Yeah, for lever skip, yeah, I saw that. Sylvie has not opened the lever yet. It's already taken 1 damage. It's going to be hard not to take another with these guys out of position, and there it is. Almost
gets
gets
too good to
off.
take the bench, and he does.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably a wise choice, given that it does, I think, lose like 10 seconds. Maybe not quite 10 seconds to go around there, but it will allow you to enter Sanctum with a nice amount of soul, instead of spending it on healing, which will also lose you times. Really nice working storage from Jeff there.
Yeah, and Jeff showing off why we get dash slash, skipping through that door and grabbing Shade Soul. And yeah, I mean, just in the past few minutes, a huge lead being taken by Jeff over Sylvie. I should switch the commentators. Switch audio. I was wondering why the comms hadn't switched audio, and then I realized I was comms.
Yeah, the point was brought up before in chat, when they were like 3 seconds apart and Jeff was in the lead, and it was like... I could have switched for a 3-second lead, but I opted not to because...
Yeah,
changed.
I agree.
That kind of difference. Which did happen. Sylvie was in the lead quite a bit, but they have been trading blows here really, really nicely throughout this run.
Yeah,
So-
just these last 2 sections, the dash slash and the Shade Soul split that Sylvie's had some problems with, and Jeff's taken advantage. There we go. We got Jeff back. It's been a little bit of an issue with his stream. It seems to be cutting in and out, but for the most part, we have him.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see here, 1828, Jeff is leaving Sanctum. Well, I guess not leaving Sanctum, but entering the Soul Master fight, and Sylvie is just now entering Sanctum.
Chat saying Paul needs sleep.
My sleep's been so bad over like 2 days. So weird. Jeff missing that fireball to the left, but he does get a really good pattern. He got 3? Yeah, he has soul for 3. He doesn't go for a 3rd. That could have been a really quick Soul Master. He got a really nice pattern. Still could be pretty quick. He needs one more fireball, I think. Yeah, that's still a good fight.
Definitely. Very clean. Do you actually know if the HP of Soul Master carries over from the first into the second phase? Or
I
is
have
it
no
just
idea.
depleting one
No, it
pool of
does
HP?
not. Yeah, it does not carry over, because the second phase is always 6 nail hits and 2 shade souls.
Sylvie being a bit low on HP here, but getting good Soul Twister spawns. At least going up the elevator there, because that's always the place where you can really just have the Soul Twister spawn in your face. And if you don't have Soul to fireball him, then it can lose you a lot of time, or get you hit several times if you try to get past him.
We were talking earlier about Jeff being very safe, maybe too safe. It almost seems Sylvie maybe not safe enough. I guess 3 HP is pretty fine. And there's, to be fair to Sylvie, there's not too much you can do about a lot of the damage you tank in Sanctum.
Also, interesting fact by Emre here, if you play enemy rando, you'll actually get 2 different enemies for each phase of Soul Master.
That's funny.
That's really interesting to know. Thanks, Emre.
Sylvie a bit of a slower fight there. I'm not sure if we saw doubles. Also down to 2 HP can be scary. Again, this health will carry over after the fight, but the end of the fight will give you a big soul refill, so you can use that to heal if you want. Now I'm scared.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna curse Sylvie. What's Sylvie doing there? Oh my god!
Yeah, I mean,
that was so close.
The Shade Soul will kill, so
definitely,
you're fine.
There's a slight delay between these the fireballs from Soul Master despawning after he is killed. So
yeah, that was that was terrifying.
Sylvie giving us the content. Opting to heal only 1 HP. Seems fairly confident that he won't get hit on his way out, which there isn't much that can hit you here, but if you miss just a few too many jumps right here, then you can fall down and get basically chain hit, which didn't happen luckily.
Yeah, that's actually another way where All Skills is a little safer in Sanctum than 106, because you can use that dash slash to get out of that last part of Sanctum. Because like you mentioned, if you fall down that lower part, it's absolute hell. There are so many enemies that just like spawn on top of you down there.
Yeah.
Jeff gonna dive through the floor here. He should be perfectly fine on Geo, something we haven't mentioned for a little bit, but 245 is scary coming out of Sanctum.
Yeah. Though. So they can fireball the row of husks coming out of Sanctum. And should be fine, I think, because when you dive through the floor, you get those last remaining 30 geo, then yeah, I think should be fine.
Yeah, I think Sylvie will be okay on Geo. He just might have to take a little more time than Jeff did. You saw Jeff pretty much not worry about it. He was able to use a Shade Soul and then dive down there and grab all the Geo he needed.
Yeah.
That Geo is being used, right, as you see Jeff use it, I suppose, for the 300 at the stag. And maybe I was wrong. Sylvie got a lot from that upper row. So the dive alone might be enough. Sylvie with either 0 or 1 soul, I can't tell. It's close. I think Sylvie should be fine, though. I think you're right. He needs soul.
We'll need to collect soul here on the husks. Doesn't Yeah, that realizes
Oh,
that
that
he'll need
damage.
the soul either way to kill the Huss down below, so
Yeah,
might
he
as
should be
well
fine,
grab it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, looking good.
Sylvie's got the math
Actually,
figured out.
I think there. Oh no, it's 308. I thought it was 306 as well. Would have been another instance of both runners syncing up on something.
We'll see Sylvie grab soul here. I like this because you're going to need soul anyway. We'll see what might happen is he'll summon the stag and then heal. It's one of the few times in this split, and this split is very long between heals. But it's one of the few times where you can heal without losing any time. And you don't want to bench here.
Falling down in King Station.
Yeah, a little bit of trouble.
Furthering Jeff's lead even more. At this point, I don't know how far they are apart, but
So Rix was saying it was about a minute apart, a minute and 3 seconds apart at dive. So I expected like 120 maybe, 115, 120 right now.
Jeff
Nice
getting
pog
first try Pogax really good.
Let's go.
Yeah, Sol Sanctum. Sol Sanctum. I meant Crystal Peak. Crystal Peak being a very execution heavy split that is extremely dependent on cycles and will either show a runner's skill in getting these cycles consistently, or alternatively will show how good they are at backing up if they miss a cycle, because that can throw people off quite a lot if they just have to deal with a cycle they aren't familiar with.
Yeah, and going off of that, I mean, you saw Jeff miss or be a little bit slow on that cycle earlier, but instead of trying to tank their laser, he knows he's over a minute ahead. He just kind of waits for it. You don't want to lose health here. Again, this is a long split where you're not going to have much time to heal. Even the 1 health that Sylvie's lost already in Crossroads, I believe, might come to bite him later.
Yeah. Especially because there are, well, there's at least one intentional damage tank during the mount split. But then there's also the, I don't know if it's 1 or 2 intentional damage tanks that you can take in the laser room before Crystal Hut.
Oh, that's painful.
Jeff! That hurts.
Sylvie gets pog.
Jeff, I actually missed that. Jeff getting hit by another laser, which is an unintentional damage tank right there.
Oh my god,
Jeff. Getting a sword takes.
He got damage boosted right, at least.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Not going for underblood again, very understandable. I appreciate him going for it for the first try.
Yeah, of the second time.
Reminds me of my own first races where I always tried to go for underblood and then missed it several times, took a lot of damage and actually died there.
Yeah, Underplat's cursed. It claims so many lives. Anyway, Jeff back up to 4 HP. Fortunately for Jeff, he had damageless cycle, so he came into that room with full HP. If he came in with even 1 less, you saw him already get down to 1. He could have died there, so get on him to be safe during the rest of weeks. So we're doing dash slash inventory storage and failing it.
Yeah. Still nice to see it because I don't see many runners going for it in the tournament actually, despite it being a really cool trick. Basically what you do is you charge a nail art and then you dash, which will queue up. I'll still be going here for a damage tank despite being on 3 HP.
Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, very respectable. And going for underplat, and that was
close.
Really close for comfort.
That was really close to taking 2.
Doesn't even flinch, just keeps on going. Very respectable. Like to see this much confidence from a runner in a race.
Yeah, so somebody might be making up time here. I think Jeff had overall cleaner rooms and peaks, but like you saw what happened in the last room, the Crystal Heart room. There's a lot of time lost in that.
For sure. I think it can actually use you like something like 20 seconds if you have to do the gauntlet again.
Yeah, that seems right. I think the room total is 32 seconds, so however much that is the gauntlet.
Yeah, as I was saying about dash dash storage, so the game will queue up that on the next release of after the next dash, if you dash during while you're holding down the nail art charged, the game will basically queue up the dash slash to be released after the next dash, and then you cancel that dash by opening your inventory. And so if you dash after that, again, it will just immediately give you the dash slash, which is a really cool trick, but while not very tight, surprisingly easy to miss if you aren't paying attention or you're playing in a race and nerves get you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I see in chat, Rix has them 51 seconds apart. Entering the D-Dark Mound, I believe they're exactly a minute. I could be wrong, but I think they were 27:01 versus 26:01. So Sylvie making up a little bit of time, because out of Soul Sanctum it was certainly more than a minute, but that's still a pretty significant lead for Jeff. Maybe not as much as Sylvie would have liked.
Yeah. Also, Sylvie just at the right amount of HP to do the D-Dark early control here.
Yep, they both did that. It's a fun little trick.
Yeah.
Ooh, Jeff went over. I haven't seen that.
Oh yeah, me neither, actually.
That seems harder.
Somehow, yeah.
I wonder if it's like you try to go over if you miss the jump off the platform. Sylvie not C-dashing here. If you miss the jump off the platform... Oh, there's this... I'm not going to get to finish that sentence.
Yeah. I feel Sylvie's pain during that C-dash. And then just dashing on in frustration.
He eventually C-dashed. That's important, right?
Yeah, he tried.
He tried.
He did try.
So, Jeff finishing the segment, Sylvie falling, unfortunately. Wait, was that the intentional?
Oh yeah, I think that's the intentional.
Oh, okay. Now he's just angry. Okay, yeah, that was the intentional fall, it looks like. So we do fall at the beginning there. It pauses the timer a little bit and doesn't cause the moth to come any, or the seer to come any later. So we technically save a little bit of time. They'll be doing a similar C-dash to what we saw from Jeff. This is what most runners will do. We'll see what Sylvie does. He also jumps off. Is that a thing now?
Yeah, I think it's I think it saves time loadless, but it actually loses your time RTA.
No, I meant the like that little jump off at the end of the C-dash. We saw Jeff and Sylvie do that instead of going under plat.
Oh, I didn't actually catch it from Sylvie.
I wonder if that's just a thing. It seems harder, but they both got it.
I've definitely never seen it before, so...
Unfortunately, didn't slash there, but a pretty good fight from Jeff here. There we go.
Yeah. Always sad when you get to finish off the last Watcher Night with a nail hit that brings you back to a full cast of souls.
Yeah.
Because it's just... This could have been 40 damage that you could have done earlier if you had just had a bit more soul there. Still very respectable Watcher Night fight.
Sylvie's struggling with that Rava. We'll see if he decides to use the soul as kind of intended, if you will, to break the ceiling, or if he's going to break it with the nail and just choose to heal with the soul. Nope, he'll break it.
Yeah. Well, fairly respectable. Watcher Knights being a fight that you can do very consistently, despite the RNG here.
Yeah, so the appealing there. Ooh, excuse me. One extra dream now. But yeah, I mean, compared to like any percent especially, D-Dark, you can see, just destroys these guys.
Yeah, definitely. You just sounded like a fox. Is that...
Look, I'll take it.
Is that your natural natural voice when yawning? Because that was...
It was not intentional.
really cute sound.
Look, I'll take it. Sylvie's dying, by the way.
Hopefully not, though. Let's hope that he makes it out alive.
That was a good dream. Now, yeah, no unintentional deaths yet. We've had close calls. I can't.
That was so close. That nail hit bad.
Oh, no! He fakes the roll.
Sorry. I'm so glad that we take the bench here because the run back isn't. Yeah, it's not that long. Yeah, you can have worse run backs in this run, but it still hurts. Especially because he was very close to finishing the last Watcher Knight off.
Yeah, that's painful.
Jeff, meanwhile, heading for his most tier.
Sylvie's lost in the dark.
Yeah,
there
who
we
isn't,
go.
to be honest.
Alright, we'll see how Jeff does here. Jeff has a couple things to get through, the first being the Isthmus skips, then we have Basin, and then we have Hornet 2. If he can get past that, he has such a lead. Yeah, and he'll just first try it casually.
Was that elevator by Sylvie?
Oh, I didn't see it. I was watching Jeff use
just very strange interaction between the Rava and the elevator. Usually the elevator will crush a Rava, but in this case it just stopped above the Rava, then went down a bit, and then just stopped completely, and then went back up again.
Another decent start by Sylvie. It was quick, but he is down 1 HP. We'll see how he does against these two. This was kind of his issue the first time. He got to 1 HP just on the second cycle.
Yeah.
It caused him a lot of problems.
Still did really well despite that. And getting extremely bad RNG here.
Yeah.
Watcher Knight spreading out, which is the last thing you want to see in an all skills run.
Oh, what are these Shade Souls?
What are these freeze frames? For real. Why did Team Cherry decide to make freeze frames like half a second every time you kill something? Getting down to 1 HP again, please don't give us more heart attacks. That's the only thing I ask for.
I mean, it's worth noting, Watcher Knights are a pretty difficult fight. The only reason we find them not too bad is because a lot of us are used to the any percent Watcher Knights. Was that the end of them? Oh, he was so off-cycle, I got confused. Okay.
It was the last night again, and this time he took his revenge. Going down to 1 HP again, but finishing the fight without any more deaths.
And Jeff's doing well here. Credit to Jeff. There was some he's had some issues. The end of Green Path was kind of a struggle. Trying Underplat really hurt him, but overall his movement's been very clean.
Sylvie seemingly getting either an infinite oh, okay.
Nope.
He's back.
Or a frozen stream.
Yeah, frozen stream. That's what I was going to say when the stream came back. I feel like that's the theme here. We are just saying things right as they happen.
Isn't that like
we
what
stop?
Commentating? That's commentating. We're doing great.
Yeah. Yeah, if we're this on spot, then definitely. Is it on spot or spot? I think it's spot on, not on spot.
Yeah, that's okay. I forgive you. On point.
Thanks.
You knew on point. Jeff gonna go for the safe Moloch there. He has, fair to be safe here. He has such a lead. I don't know what his PB is. It'll be curious to see how close he is. I have to imagine he's probably not, just due to that Crystal Heart and Green Path.
Yeah, I wanted to look up both runners' PB, but didn't find any time.
That's something we can do now.
Yeah, good idea.
Does Jeff go for base and jump? No.
No. Unfortunate. Killing all of the spawning light seeds because the ones that spawn further away. That's an interesting strat to hit Broken Vessel instead of fireballing it at the beginning before the screen, but yeah, the light seeds that spawn farther away will take longer to reach Broken Vessel, and so it's actually going to take longer until the fight starts. You want to kill the ones that are furthest away.
Worth noting, I don't see Jeff on the All Skills leaderboard. Sylvie does have a 104. And nice, Sylvie gets that first try too.
That's great. Actually curious if Jeff even entered with a seed at all. I don't think he did.
Yeah, I mean, for those who don't know, the way we seeded it, Sylvie doesn't have soul here. We pray. The way we seed this is based on your time on the all skills leaderboard. So if Jeff wasn't on the leaderboard at the time, he's just automatically seeded toward the bottom with everyone else that didn't have a time.
Sylvie going for setup Ismas.
Yeah.
Loses it twice.
2 HP scary. Oh my god, 1 HP scarier. Yeah, there's not too much to do here. You're kind of stuck. Okay.
Gets it.
Oh, okay.
Please don't go for the damage early control. That would really suck now.
Not the best plan.
Yeah.
Just
surprisingly easy to forget. Like you're just so used to coming into that room and hitting the horp.
Yeah, and Sylvie gets some soul to heal here. Chat's saying Jeff's PB is a 56. Shoutouts, which is definitely possible with this time.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
I was about to see what they had in their last race.
Sylvie in chat saying I'm so bad at this game. Uh-oh. That could be foreboding. We have a C-dash. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Please don't respawn at Lurian, is what I was about to say when this happened.
Spoilers.
At least I didn't curse him.
Oh. True, you said it after. Can't be a curse.
I said that after you had already informed me that he was typing in chat.
Does that mean I cursed him?
No, he cursed himself.
He cursed himself.
We are innocent.
My guess is Sylvie standing there, by the way, was him typing in chat. I'm so bad at this game.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, looks like Jeff's 56 19 was actually in round 2, so if that's his PB, then that's a race PB, which is really always nice to see.
Yeah, very nice. I mean, I agree, obviously, with Jeff taking this bench in terms of the race, but I think in terms of PB, if he dies to Hornet, he's probably not getting PB anyway, right? So I don't know, would have liked him to not sit at that bench and try to get a PB, but obviously, if the race is his priority, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Not benching before Hornet 2, if you end up dying, loses you more time, significantly more time than just taking the bench, which I think is only like 15 seconds.
What a start to that fight. Oh, didn't double. And the dive didn't hit all the way. Yeah. I shouldn't have said what a start to that fight. It's been like nothing good since. Nothing's doubling.
Really Comscars.
It really is. Nothing's doubling for him. He's playing it well, he's just not, like, again, Hornet just parries.
Getting parries on Shade Souls, really.
He's just chasing
it. He's still doing really well.
Yeah, he's playing the fight well, he's just not getting the doubles.
Getting very
still a good fight.
As well. Yeah,
still definitely.
A good fight. Also still in the lead by quite a big margin. Sylvie still needs to fight Broken Vessel before going into Hornet at all, so...
Yeah, Jeff with a super comfy lead here. Sylvie with 2 deaths. Both somewhat costly. The Watcher Knights was at the end of the fight, probably cost a minute, and then the Isma's death. Fortunately, Sylvie had already picked up tier, so it wasn't too bad, but still having to go all the way back down to Basin. You see early control from Jeff. Once he moves, he's going to release that nail art, and now he can start dashing.
Nader in chat already having concluded that this is Jeff's race. I mean, at the moment it's looking like it, but...
It's Jeff's race to lose at this point, yeah.
Anything can still happen. Well, I guess not anything. Jeff would have to mess up pretty horribly to lose his lead here, but...
Yeah, Jeff would need a couple deaths for sure. There's Umu, but even like an careful, Sylvie. Even an extra attack or an extra cycle or an extra couple cycles, whatever, from Umu doesn't make that much of a difference compared to how big this gap is. We need like a Death in Queen's Garden or Dark Deepness or something like that for Sylvie to start coming back.
Yeah. Or I think a death at sibling climb would also
Yeah.
be quite devastating.
Yeah.
Though I don't want to curse anyone here.
No, I want Jeff to PB. Jeff definitely is on PB pace.
Yeah, I think getting a race PB for Jeff would be amazing here. Sylvie going for right side climb, misses it, goes around left side, respectable.
Yep.
Always like to see winners at least try. Even if they don't get it, this trick is deceptively hard. Because not only is the ledge that you can cling onto quite small, but you also have to get your dash spacing and timing right. Otherwise you'll just be too low.
Yeah, I've gone back and forth between like going for that and not going for that, both in TE and all skills. Sylvie unfortunately missing a few fireballs here, so this might be a longer fight. Health is going to start being a problem.
The funny thing is I never get it when practicing, but I got it in my last 2 races first try, so...
I would take that. I always get it when practicing and can't get it in races. Dream Nail doesn't connect.
Yeah, you can't Dream Nail
scary.
vessels, neither the Hollow Knight.
Oh, wait, it's dead. That works.
Yeah. It's really giving us all the 1 HP content.
True.
Curious to see what's gonna happen on the spreadsheet later, because there's a column for how often a runner has gone down to 1 HP. Sylvie definitely shooting for record here.
Yeah, and without too many deaths either. I mean, it's only been 1 death and a lot of 1 HP. Jeff's been to 1 HP a couple times, maybe just once in Green Path. No, and C Peaks. He's contending. So we're getting toward the tail end of the run with Jeff. It's a lot of cleanup. I know there were questions in chat about what all skills entails earlier. You do have to get all spells, all voice spells, and all nail arts. So you saw Jeff there going all the way to Cyclone / whatever nail master that is. Then we'll go to Umu, which is just required to beat the game, and then after that it's going to be a lot of miscellaneous, Wraiths, Shriek, nail art.
Yeah. Also don't forget that we get 1 charm. He's must here.
I was really confused. He already has that.
Yeah. Shade Cloak being one of the abilities that are required for all skills, because it's considered a skill, but we only get it at the very end of the run, and we are only really able to use it against THK, which makes the fight a bit comfier, but it's not necessarily required.
It's the same with Abyss Shriek too, which is unfortunate, because Abyss Shriek is pretty fun. There's a lot of damage taking you can do with bosses for Abyss Shriek. I know 112 does a ton of stuff with that.
Yeah.
But it's just more convenient to get at the very end when we're already getting Shade Cloak. We've already beaten Hornet 2, obviously. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of the problem, that Hornet 2 is really gating the Abyss, and you can do Hornet 2 early on, but because it either requires wings or decently difficult Aspid Pogo. Yeah, you'll have to... if you're going for fastest time, you definitely want to route in Hornet 2 at the end. Or towards the end of the run.
Yeah, I mean, the Aspid Pogo, runners would do it. I think the issue is more, like, it takes a while to actually get the Aspid all the way over there. Plus, I think just in general, it's nicer to make 1 trip to the Abyss late. It would be pretty weird to route Hornet in earlier, because there's a lot of other things that you'd have to change.
Yeah.
Jeff looking for 1 cycle, excuse me, here.
I mean,
That's
you can
really late, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna... Still getting in some decent damage. Probably will get the 2 cycle.
Yeah, Jeff could have actually shot the 2nd fireball. It probably would have doubled, and he would have been 1 nail hit short, which would have been kind of ironic. Right now, he should be a double hit and a nail hit short. There's your double, there's your nail.
Doubled, but yeah, still good in terms of...
Sylvie, there you go.
Jeff not inventory dropping down the asset, instead falling slowly, gliding down to 1-on-1.
Yeah, I'm not exactly on top of it, but I know there was something recent about like acid being a major glitch, like inventory dropping into it or clipping it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's if you can inventory drop into acid, that's no problem. The problem is if you close your inventory just before you hit the surface of water or acid, then you will basically clip into it. And the funny thing is that it actually looks like the knight is just diving um, because he's slowly gliding into the water, but um, the problem is that water and acid surfaces are considered walls by the game. And so it's technically going out of bounds because you're literally going through a wall.
Yeah.
And so I think it was considered a major glitch, but I'm not sure if the vote on that is still on.
Yeah, I think it's ongoing.
Yeah.
Sylvie gets through Hornet 2, again at 1 HP, padding the stats for the spreadsheet.
Yeah, really.
It actually looked like a pretty safe fight. Sylvie was at 4 HP for a while and then just took 3 damage at the end.
Yeah, it did. And he was getting very good damage in, so probably not too concerned, I would imagine, about the Hornet 2, but has been giving us a lot of boss fights where he just ended with 1 HP, so...
Mm-hmm. What he should be doing is getting to that 1 HP, then healing during the boss fight and getting hit again. That's how you really pad the stats.
Yeah.
I wonder if that counts as 2 separate occasions on the spreadsheet. I don't know. Anyway, Jeff, as I mentioned earlier, doing some cleanup. We're gonna go to green... Okay. We're gonna go to green path for...
and after you just stopped there?
Jeff just like fell half the room, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, Jeff, not giving us an airwalk. I was about to say that looks like the airwalk setup, and then he didn't go for it.
Yeah, it did.
But getting through that really tight gap first try, nice. Only saves like probably less than a second, as opposed to going around, but optimize where you can, and it also just looks cool.
Sylvie on the other screen doing the hard work of getting the C-dash off the right wall set up and then C-dashing into the bench fly, which unfortunately stops it because something game physics.
Yeah. Very consistent game. Sylvie doing the C-dash in third mouse stack. Probably was already preparing to do this C-dash and the next one, which will then dash Cyclone Slash, and
it happens a lot depending on how focused you are, where you start doing the movement for the next room or the next split or just like whatever you're thinking about, and then you're like, oh wait, yeah. I'm completely somewhere else. Oh, I thought Jeff was gonna go for off the wall jump into wings.
Sylvie getting Cyclone Slash here, one of the most underrated abilities. Deals a ton of damage if you use it with a nail 4. But we're mostly just getting it to break walls.
Yeah, it's got a lot of uses. I mean, we're getting it because we have to as well. But yeah, like, we break a lot of walls with it in this run. There's some drops you can do, especially in current patch. Cyclone can increase your fall speed, which when you don't have inventory drop is pretty useful. It's very good in like Coliseum to get a bunch of soul at once. Like, there's a lot of uses for Cyclone. It's very utilitarian.
Though in this run it feels like we are making use of pretty much every ability that we get. Of course, the most obvious ones being Dash, Mantis Claw, Wings, that we use all the time, but it's nice that we do get some use out of getting the nail arts, and it's not just for the all skills requirement.
Yeah.
So Cyclone Slash being really nice for drops and for breaking walls, and we do use Dash Slash for the lever skips, of course, which is the most prominent use, but also in 2 or 3 other places, just to save a little bit of time. And Great Slash, I think, is only used in like 2 instances. Once when you drop down the well in Forgotten Crossroads at the end, on the way to THK, and then optimally in Queen's Gardens at one point, in order to break one of those walls.
Yeah, Great Slash probably gets the least use, mainly because Dash Slash can do pretty much everything Great Slash can do. I think there's some... Well, the reason that I would think like you'd want Great Slash over Dash Slash is because in Rando you might not always have Dash, but assuming you have Dash, I don't know if Great Slash like can do anything specifically that Dash Slash can't.
Great Slash does have this one advantage of having a really big hitbox that extends even behind the knight, and if you hit a wall with Great Slash from up close, then you will actually hit it twice, which is the reason why we optimally go for it in Queen's Garden.
That's interesting, yeah, I didn't know that. I know they use it in Colo a lot, because yeah, the hitbox is like enormous. The damage is pretty good too. Yeah. One of those things, nail arts in general, one of those things that if you're playing casually you probably didn't put too much effort into, but it can give you quite an edge on a lot of fights.
It's definitely really cool to see people use it more in speedruns. I know I personally learned casually how to use nail arts only because of Colosseum, Trial of the Fool, which I had massive trouble with, and people were recommending to just equip Nail Master's Glory and learn how to use nail arts. And so I did, and did end up helping me out quite a lot.
Yep, NMG definitely. NMG as in Nail Master's Glory, not No Major Glitches. Definitely one of the underrated charms casually. Sylvie's doesn't have wings here. Oh, he does. He didn't have dash, I guess. Yeah. This is gonna be hard to 2 cycle now. Very hard.
You need to get in some good dream nails.
He got like 2 Shade Souls off, I think. And he doesn't have soul. Oh, he's getting an extra. Thanks, Uma.
Actually, that extra may in this case have been beneficial because it allowed him to get in another dream. That was a good Shade Soul, but it wasn't enough. I'm not even sure if that hit. But
I think the last one hit? Yeah, I'm not 100%.
I believe it did, but still... Oh my...
And Sylvie padding the stats.
Sylvie really padding the stats this race.
This might... Oh one
nail hit away.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't like try to get too close and get in dream nail. I'm going down
left side.
I'm very certain is slower.
We're doing something. They lost. They might be lost. Okay. I think we were lost for a second there.
Yeah. Oh, we were lost with him. And so lost is Jeff, who is now teleporting into Dark Deepness because we got another stream freeze.
But he's done with it now.
Yeah. Teleports behind you. And...
Dude, everyone goes for that. Like, I go for that too, what Jeff just did, where you try to do that in just like 3 wall jump wings, and no one ever makes it.
I always make it during practice. I never made it during a race.
Isn't that the truth? Cyclone? No Cyclone from Jeff.
Cyclone.
That doesn't look good on the sheet. Nice. That devout quick kill. D-Dark and a Shade Soul will kill it. If the second part of the D-Dark doesn't hit, the Shade Soul won't kill, but 2 nail hits. 2 nail hits will be enough to kill. Jeff has no soul here, so we'll probably see him exit Beast End to the right, which will lose a tiny bit of time. Even so, though, I think this still should be PB pace for Jeff, a 56. I think. Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, good question. I mean, he's only got the Abyss left to do now, and then THK. Does look a bit close for a PB, but I'm definitely rooting for him.
So he'll be taking as much damage as he can. That's also a stat, right? Damage taken.
Yeah, it actually is. In fact, I'm pretty sure that Serpentext and I were the two who we were tied for most damage taken in the first round with 125, which
Let's go.
nobody got even close to in the second round.
I like how you were tied too. Looks intentional.
Yeah. To be fair, I just I just took all that damage because I couldn't play better. I think Serpin just had a bit too much fun during a race.
Yeah, Sylvie's struggling with that climb. Not been Sylvie's best race, but it happens, obviously. It's tough too when you're against an opponent that has like 10 minutes of better PB than you. You really want to play just out of your mind, and once you feel that start slipping, it's like, ugh, I'm never gonna catch up. Stuff like that comes into your head.
Yeah. Though I do wonder if you're going up against someone with such a huge lead, just in terms of PBs, what you're actually hoping for in a race is probably just to make it well and not necessarily to beat your opponent. Of course, it's great if it happens, but
yeah, I mean, I think you want to keep the races close. And that's what I try to do, at least. I mean, not try to do. I don't throw to keep it closer. But like, if someone's near me or better than me in terms of their PB time, like as long as I make, a viewable race, I'm happy.
yeah.
Oh my god, Sylvie.
That was a really nice thorn stand there. And
He's fine.
I think this is what you call a face tank. Like, literally going into the face of... Oh! Oh, I didn't actually know that you hazard respawned on that. I thought that you had to do the whole gauntlet again if you messed up anywhere.
We're learning.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Jeff with
also,
a good safe climb.
Sylvie remembering to cancel his C-dash there.
Yeah, I've forgotten that. I feel like that's one of those things, you forget it once, and you take damage, and you immediately remember, like, forever.
Yeah, the thing is, I always remember to cancel it. The problem is sometimes I just cancel it too late into the transition.
That would do. So Java 5138, Shade Cloak. I think you can PP this. I don't know the timings well enough, to be honest. All he has to do right now is get Shriek and then THK.
I think it's gone quite close, but I think it's possible. Not too sure about the timings either, but I do know that Abyss Shriek doesn't take too long, and then it's just the Abyss climb. So if he pulls off a good Abyss climb, he might PB. And if he pulls a good Abyss climb, then no matter what, I'm gonna be happy because Abyss climb is Abyss climb is content. It's definitely the best part of the run.
Unlucky from Sylvie on the other screen, C-dashing into the Uma? Is that what they're called? I don't remember.
Yeah.
Taking 2 damage.
Something with Uma.
Something with Uma. Good enough for me.
Definitely, like all things in Fog Canyon are called something with Uma, but it's like Uma.
Ooh. I've never seen a Cyclone there. I've seen like Great Slash into 2 hits, and I've seen just 2 hits and leave.
Yeah. That's cool.
Cyclone seems faster, right?
Not sure. I think the strat that Pisces showed in his All Skills tutorial.
Oh god, Sylvie.
Oh, Sylvie with the 1 HP content again.
Sylvie. Yeah, I mean, I think you're right. I'm just wondering Cyclone versus Great Slash, which is faster.
Yeah, that's a good question.
It seemed like Cyclone, but I know people did Great Slash.
The thing is that 2 Cyclones deal as much damage as 1 Great Slash. Ooh, Sylvie. Thank you.
Yeah, but the Cyclone one-shot him, didn't it? Loaded.
Like, yeah, a full Cyclone can one-shot it. Like, with a group. I guess you will get more soul more quickly with Cyclone, but I don't know if it makes much of a difference.
Kind of a timid climb from Jeff is what I was saying. I guess we won't know how it ends, though.
Yeah, I was about to say the same. It's a good climb. Not the optimal route, but definitely respectable, since the optimal route does go for rather risky strats, and he teleports out again. That
works. That's how I do Abyss climb. I think this is hard to PB.
Yeah, I don't think that he can PB anymore because I heard somewhere that oh maybe no, I don't think
It's close. I think from Scream to
he has like 2.5 minutes left to PB. His PB is
yeah.
56. Wait, was it 16 or 19? I don't remember. Something like that. So just a bit less than 2.5 minutes now.
I think from Scream to the game ending is like about a minute.
Oh, that's short, huh?
I think like with a good THK. So we just do underplat? Insane.
Yeah. It looks like it. Jeff is probably going to teleport into the THK finish cutscene and...
I mean, we don't care to see this part anyway. Yeah, there we go. Let's just get the black egg.
Probably definitely trying to go for a PB here because he didn't do Helicopter Night. Right, so...
Yeah, I think he can. I don't know. I'm just gonna go back between I don't think he can and I think he can for the next few minutes until he does.
I definitely know that I want him to PB because it's really close now.
I think he has it. I think with a good THK he has a PB here.
Yeah, now I'm actually more convinced that might be true. So you said like a minute between timer stopping and Scream?
Yeah, with a very good THK.
Yeah, we are gonna see THK Scream more than a minute before. So,
yeah, it also depends on how much THK teleports. There's a lot of variance in the THK fight. Like, this is already an annoying start.
Yeah. THK being a bit snuggly with the teleports.
Oh, God. I mean, I also could be wrong about the timing, too. That wouldn't surprise me too much.
But Jeff making the best of the situation, despite falling down to 1 HP, playing very aggressively here, probably really oh, that Shade Cloak save. Really trying to go for PB. That Shade Cloak save again. Really trying to go for PB.
Yeah, it's hard now. I mean, he got very bad RNG.
I think I was wrong. Basically
wrong.
Finish the fight within the next 20 seconds to PB, I think.
I think I was wrong about a minute. I think I gave false hope.
I think he's very close to finishing though. Like,
yeah, he needs one. Oh, he can get it with that. That's a good sub-stab. Does 2 shrieks kill? Maybe?
Kill him.
That's not a shriek.
Oh, misses.
That should be not PB.
That's gonna be very close.
It's not dead.
Oh, okay, I think that is just about not a PB.
Yeah, I think it's like 56-31.
That's so rude by THK.
Yeah, I think I was wrong about a minute. There's no way.
Still, huge congrats to Jeff. That was a really sick race. Now we can go back to watching Sylvie. Sylvie, meanwhile, going through all of Dark Deep Nest without me watching. I'm sorry, Sylvie. For what it's worth, he comes out at 3 HP, so while I don't know how often he has been down to 1 HP in Dark Deep Nest, seems like he made it through very well. Sylvie, you can finish if you want. If you're watching the stream, I suppose you are.
Yeah, it's up to the runner, of course.
Yeah.
I think Sylvie has a 106 PB, so I think this is, like, not a bad run to finish.
Definitely. I think if you want to finish, definitely go for it. Always love to see racers finish. Also, because it's very close, you only need Abyss and THK.
Yeah, congrats to Jeff. I mean, congrats to getting such a close time to your PB too. In a race, that's a really good showing.
Yeah, for sure. It does remind me. What's Sylvie's PB again? Was it like?
The one in speedrun.com is a 104, not a 106. Okay, I don't. Okay. That seems like a stretch to me, but I've been wrong.
Yes, it's gonna be close. I was just going off of my own PB because I think I had like a 59-29 Hera, and Sylvie was like almost 2 minutes ahead of that. So I was just trying to compare. Though, yeah, that's gonna be very tight for a PB.
Yeah. I mean, both of them finishing close to their PB, though. That's something.
Definitely.
I think we see that a lot more in all skills than, I think any percent was a little more variable. With all skills, people have been pretty good about finishing close to their PB. I think part of it is because there's so much movement in the run. But I think another part of it is most of the people that join this all skills tournament either picked up all skills for the tournament, learned it for the tournament, or came back to it for the tournament. So there's been a lot of practice recently. So their PBs is what they're capable of, as opposed to being like a 9-month-old PB that they can't do anymore.
Yeah. That's true. It's really nice to see, with this tournament, so many people have picked up all skills who have never run it before. And we've seen so much improvement over the course of this tourney, so... Sylvie giving us Swagdoor.
Yeah, it's fun to see the improvements. Yeah, I know Sylvie was just like asking. Oh, I'm amazed that inventory drop was not too far left. But I know, like, just a few weeks ago, Sylvie's like asking people, or maybe a few months ago at this point, like how to do all skills, where to go in the route, stuff like that. So it's fun to see people progress to, you know, getting close to that sub-hour mark from Sylvie. Still a little bit off.
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, the sibling climb goes. That's kind of a scary start, but sibling. Sylvie's just gonna play it really safe.
Sibling elevator, yeah.
I don't think Sylvie has touched a sibling. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, definitely. By touch, do you mean get hit, or?
I don't think he like pogoed a sibling either. I think that was the first one at the end.
He did pogo
okay.
siblings, but
I'm done.
Still very very nice dodges on the climb there.
Yep, clean climb.
Just crossing the hour mark. And Jeff, I was about to ask, is that the same save file, Jeff? But I was like, if it were, then I would have seriously missed some of the things that Jeff did during his run.
Jeff did casually do all the Grimkin during his run. I don't know if you missed it. I mean, that was scary from Sylvie.
That would be content.
I guess that was lit enough. To me, it looked like Sylvie did not get in the fountain to get the animation. Okay, he did. And Dream Mailer Light Control.
Nice.
I need to learn that Dream Mailer Light Control, because it's in TE and all skills. And I just don't do it.
I wonder if Jeff is waiting here in front of Grim, planning to time his Nightmare King Grim fight exactly with Sylvie finishing. That would be kind of cool. Sylvie starting the C-dash a bit too high here.
Sylvie taking a dip near the tendrils twice now. But yeah, Sylvie's pretty close. I don't think it's going to be a 104, just based on the time. It seems very similar to what Jeff had, and Jeff didn't get a PB out of it.
Oh, that's really cute. Jeff is watching Nightmare King Grim sleep. You'll have to see it. Watching your loved one sleep is just... it's so adorable.
Jeff's in love.
Yeah, I'm glad that Sylvie's stream froze during Abyss Streak and not during Abyss Climbs. I'm hoping that it will be back right before Abyss Climb.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't know that yet.
I would be very sad if it didn't come back before Abyss Climb, because that would be 2 Abyss Climbs that we'd miss in the same race.
Yeah, you only get half of an Abyss Climb between 2 runners. It might be happening. I hate to tell you.
I think it's about to happen, given how long Sylvie's stream has been.
I think we're in Abyss Climb now, to be honest. Poor April.
My Abyss Climb. Abyss Climb IL, best IL. No, it's not. It's bad for your thumbs.
Isn't like any IL bad for your thumbs?
No, like Abyss Climb is really fun, and it's only like half a minute, but your thumbs get strained after like only a couple of tries, and like other ILs, I can run for hours before I get really tired in my hands. So I feel like Abyss Climb is just different. Shy, Kaleski, and Monster also said that, so it does seem to be a thing, and apparently isn't even really dependent on whether you're playing with controller or keyboard. I think Sylvie probably about to enter THK at this point.
That's saying Sylvie's stream is fine on his end. So it's one of two things. It's either this speed gaming restream, or Sylvie's stream is fine now, but it's not fine previously where the stream delay is, if that makes some sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do think it's probably speed gaming. They've had some issues lately in the past few races.
Yeah, fair enough.
Still really glad that they are hosting this event.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they've hosted a lot. They hosted the way back. They hosted the I don't know who hosted the Rando 2 tournament. I don't think it was Speed Gaming. I think it was in Holland Community. But they hosted the Any Percent tournament a while back, and then they hosted the Rando tournament, which we forced them to like put a bingo board on stream for, just to make their lives more miserable, and they still did that. And for some reason, they still wanted us back for the All Skills tournament. So
yeah,
credit to them.
Very nice.
We're just going to use chat as a commentating method instead of the video. Sylvie apparently was in Dirtmouth about 30 seconds ago, and probably fighting now. Or in Black Egg Temple. Rando 2 was on... Yeah, Rando 2 was on the old Hollow Knight. Like, I guess it wasn't Hollow Knight Community, right, Colette? It was Hollow Knight Speedruns.
Yeah. Which was basically Hollow Knight Community, and then got forgotten, kind of, I think. Then Hollow Knight Community was made. Also got forgotten. Until the Hollow Knight 4-year anniversary marathon, which did bring it back.
Yeah, and I don't think we've streamed on it since. It's hard. It's without like a tournament or something to have constant content on it. Like, it's hard to get content on it.
You'd have to like schedule weekly or monthly like smaller events that follow a set pattern, so that it's not too much effort to like come up with a creative idea and then plan it all out, because that does take quite a bit of time.
Yeah, you could do races. I don't know. I think part of the issue is like it's a lot of work, and this is again why I respect what Speed Gaming's doing, but it's a lot of work to just set up the restream yourself and have to download everything for OBS and like get in Discord and commentate it with people. Like there's a lot of behind the scenes that goes on to restreaming multiple people.
Yeah. I do think that there would be some interest from the community.
Yeah.
It was really insane to see during the 4-year anniversary marathon that we got like, I think peak numbers were like 1,500 viewers at the same time, which is just insane for a channel which at the time I think only had like 300 followers. And yeah, huge shout outs also to the Hollow Knight Discord shouting out the anniversary marathon in the announcements channel. I believe it was.
Yeah, I think Somni did it.
Yeah. And also some other streamers shouting it out, so...
Yeah, that was a fun event. That was a good time.
Definitely.
I was exhausted. I stayed up for so long because I think I scheduled my race at like a normal time, and my sleep was completely abnormal.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, why did I schedule this 4 p.m. race?
I had finals until literally an hour before the event started, and I still wanted to participate in most of the event. Even though my race was 4 hours later. But
okay, Sylvie supposedly finished.
yeah, I think probably Sylvie finished. I think if you have the controls up, then you can maybe mark Sylvie as done, and we can get both runners for an interview in.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see if Sylvie joins.
Sylvie was giving such good content. I'm so sad that we didn't get to see it.
All right. They're both here. Dragonman. I have power. Hello.
Hi there. You on?
Yeah, I think Sylvie finished. Sylvie's still on Frozen Frame and Abyss on the restream, unfortunately.
That's really lame.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the restream.
Is my stream okay?
Froze up a little, but
yeah, I think
GG.
your stream's fine, Sylvie. GG.
Yeah, seems to be a speed gaming thing.
GG.
What was your
GG's
time?
both of you.
Let me check. It was 106.22.
Oh, nice.
Hey, you know, it's a
You
thing.
know.
Definitely props for continuing until the end.
Thank you.
I would like to say we do like racers finishing runs, but then we didn't see it. So
Yeah, Jeff was only 12 seconds behind PB, I believe. Is that right, Jeff? Or do you have a different PB?
No, that's correct, and I'm not happy about it. That run was a travesty on my end. Like the fact that I was at the THK scream, I was 7 seconds ahead.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like that green path was an embarrassment. I went for underplat, which I don't do in races because I get nervous and I always dash too early. And then that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
still, we do appreciate you going for it. And
Yeah, I mean, I went for it. I did PogX. I literally learned PogX like less than a week ago because
Nice.
I feel like the people need it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we do.
you both got first try PogX. You both got first try Spike Tunnel and Basin as well, by the way.
Nice.
it was just a really fun race to watch and commentate in general because, especially in the beginning, we were trading lead so often. I don't even think that I kept count. Probably like 10 times you were just going back and forth. So
Wow.
really cool.
Yeah. After Blue Lake, like in the transition going out of Blue Lake, you were 100th. I forget who was ahead, but it was 100th of a second difference.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised. Like, given the like PBs and stuff, but also that's like amazing content.
Yeah. Someone asking in chat if the Hornet 2 safety bench lost you the PB.
No, no.
I don't think it did, but it did lose me a gold. I was 0.9 off gold with the safety bench.
Oh, yeah, that was a good fight.
Yeah,
definitely.
The thing is, like, I was practicing before the stream, and I was dying like every third attempt, and I was just like, I'm not taking the safety bench. Like,
Yeah, respectable.
I'm just not playing well enough for that right now.
It might lose 12 seconds, but it's about 12 seconds, I'd say. So you would have been at like PB-ish. You wouldn't have gotten
Yeah.
like a huge PB.
Yeah, I don't know if I want that PB anyway. It was a terrible run. Like, I don't know if I'd want to upload that run to speedrun. People would have to watch that. Oof.
I mean,
Yes.
to be fair, just having a race PB can be nice. But it's also the thing that you will have to beat in your next race if you want to PB again. So
Right. Well,
you're just stalling. You're just stalling at this point.
I
so
I
that you
did
can
want to
do
go
better next
3
run.
for 3. My first
Right.
2 races were both PBs.
Right.
Nice.
I know you were trying to get a lot of 1 HP content, Jeff, starting in Green Path and then in Crystal Peaks. I think Sylvie beat you on the 1 HP
Yeah,
content.
Sylvie
Yeah.
with the 1 HP content.
Every split, pretty much.
Every boss, I think Sylvie just exited with 1 HP.
Yeah, did you have 1 HP on THK?
I think so.
There we go.
Really nice.
Oh, I was that Hornet 2 fight was a little scary at the end there for me. Staggered, and then all I have is 1 soul, 1 health, and I just do the dive and she dies. It's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, we're really well played, both of you. And Red like asking in chat, Sylvie, are you sitting with Quirrell?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
I wish you could see that, but
You can narrate what you're doing because we can
Oh,
only
yeah.
see you crystal dashing into infinity there.
oh, no, yeah, I'm just sitting with Coral at Blue Lake, having a time.
Nice.
Nice.
Considering going for bath?
Yeah, sure, I'll have a bath.
You can sink to the bottom before he does, if you inventory drop into the water with the
Oh,
right
really?
timing.
Oh, okay.
And invalidate your run post-race. Well, maybe. We are still not decided on whether that's a major glitch or not, but I'm pretty sure
Right.
that's probably gonna end up being voted as a major glitch.
I don't know what the timing is for that anyway, so I give up. I'm gonna go back sitting with Coral.
Nice.
Right. Any questions from chat or anything either of you wants to say?
Well, GG, you definitely played well, even if you don't think so.
Yeah, GG. Like the run was actually fine outside of my green path. Like, but the green path was so bad. I have to learn the Moss Knights again, I guess.
Yeah, it's the opposite for me. My one is really bad outside of green path.
You played really well though.
I had a few moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there were I think 2 deaths, but
Mm-hmm. 2 or is it 1?
I believe it was 2. It was one?
Watchers.
Yeah,
and
Watchers.
The one that
and
you said I'm terrible at the game for.
Right, yeah.
the basin C dash, which
Basin.
was a really mean C dash. I mean, that's completely RNG if you get it there or not. And you were already on 2 HP, I believe.
And then I got sniped.
Rava.
Yeah, that spear thrower. I mean, they all have insane aim, but the one in Basin feels like he has like hit scan. Like he does not miss.
I feel like he just like looks 2 seconds into the future. What you're gonna mess up, and then snipes you at the worst moment to dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good that you got Ismos before getting killed there, because
I was worried about Ismas for a second too.
yeah, your Ismos was also very content. I feel like you've not missed a single opportunity to go down to 1 HP in this race.
Yeah.
Also in Wraith's arena, that was also really.
I was so scared in Wraiths. You don't even understand. I was like, alright, I'm just gonna nail them and heal.
I feel you so hard on that, because Wraith arena is probably the most difficult thing for me in the entire run.
Definitely.
It's just content for the people, giving the people what they need.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry for the heart attacks.
We forgive you. It was trading very well with Happiness for giving us a really nice show. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Cool.
And thank you, Jeff, for keeping it so close to your PV until the end. We were really rooting for you to get it, and still really nice execution.
That's a decent run. I'm not mad about it.
It's like the things you did well, you did really well, and like I think that counts for something, right?
Hey, I picked up a couple golds, so we'll call it fine.
Nice goal. Glod. So
God.
God.
Yeah, GG's.
Yep. GG.
GG's.
Thanks for watching.
Is that Great Prince? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, everyone, thanks for watching, and have a nice evening. We'll
Bye-bye.
play. Bye bye.
Later.
See ya.